Yeah, we are live.
All right, cool.
It's Casual Friday, as you can tell by
Kind
my
of
hat
Friday.
and Anthony's banana and
Yeah.
my beer.
So, so I was like, oh, we're going live. I was like, I'm super hungry, and I was actually about to make some food, and I was like, I don't want to eat the whole time while I'm on the live. So I was like, I'm just gonna grab a banana.
Yeah, yeah. Finish eating the banana, man.
Okay. Yeah. All right. Let me share this into the group. It hasn't popped up yet.
Okay,
There it
cool,
is.
cool.
Okay.
All right.
So,
So Casual Fridays, man.
mm-hmm. So what do you got going on tonight?
Oh man, tonight, no plans so far, I'm trying to improv it. I really have no plans so
No,
far. Yeah.
no
Well,
trouble.
Fernando is out for the Tough Mudder this weekend.
Oh, really?
Yeah.
That's so funny. And he didn't train at all, right?
Nah, he trained a little bit. I mean, he
Oh,
trained
he
a little bit.
did. He's been
Yeah,
training.
when we went to Zion, like I felt like I didn't do any training because I was so sore. But
Oh,
yeah,
really?
Fernando seemed fine, so I think he'll be okay. I
I
want him
mean,
to go
going
with
to
him,
Zion.
but sorry, go
Oh,
ahead.
okay. Yeah, going to Zion. I mean, you don't have to train for that necessarily, do
Dude,
you?
Angel's Landing is super intense. Yeah.
Really? Wait,
Yep.
did you have hiking boots and all that
Yeah,
stuff too?
I got
Or
all that stuff for Zion. Yeah.
okay, yeah. I just got mine. I think like I forgot. We were in Seattle and we went hiking in like the snow or something. And then I was like, I should probably get some like hiking boots so my feet just aren't like wet the whole time, you know?
Yeah, man. Yeah, it's it was a good time. But yeah, Angel's Landing is pretty intense. Okay, cool. So
Okay.
we have a couple people on here. What's up, guys? Happy Friday.
Yeah, happy Friday,
Cheers.
homies.
We got a couple
Cheers.
beers. You got your beer?
I should have got him a beer, but that's fine. Actually, I don't even know if I have beer in the fridge, so
Okay, so
my
we are
dad could have
on
bought him some beer. Yeah.
we are on
But,
day three of our live webinars. We're going to take it casual today. I know yesterday I mentioned that we're going to talk about pre-launch prep, but that's actually next week. So we got an exciting couple topics that we're going to be talking about next week. It's like pre-launch prep, product launching, which you're going to cover, Anthony, right? And then what else are we going to cover? We're going to talk about PPC optimization. So we're going to bring in
John
Sean
Smith.
Smith, who's a
Yeah.
PPC pro. So we're going to have him come online and answer your
Yeah.
questions.
How much are you
Um,
guys spending on PPC right now?
Dude, we spend, I mean, anywhere from like 40 to $70,000 a month on
Sorry. And
PPC.
then and Sean Smith is handling all that, right?
Yeah, yeah, he handles all of it. Yeah,
How,
I, I
yeah.
actually found Sean because we were trying to let go of our consulting firm. We were using this company called CPC Strategy, and they suck. And
Uh,
so, yeah, I was just on a binger, just trying to find like the right PPC consultant. And then, yeah, I found Sean Smith's videos. This is when he had like no clients, and then we
okay.
brought him on, and he was awesome. I mean, I just knew from the first conversation, I was like, this guy knows what he's talking about. And there's so many
Uh-huh.
people who have no idea what they're talking about when it comes to PPC. So.
Totally agree. How did you find Sean initially? I mean, of course, everyone knows who Sean Smith is now,
Yeah,
but like, how did you find him?
I found him on LinkedIn, I think. Oh, actually, no, I ran across one of his like YouTube videos on Amazon PPC. I literally just looked up YouTube videos, saw this guy Sean Smith, and then looked up his LinkedIn, and then hit him up and was like, "Yo, we need someone to take over our account." Because I mean, we were at like what,
Uh-huh.
like 40, 50% ACOS, and we were spending like 30 to 60 grand, and now we spend less money, but our ACOS is way better. So, it's way more
That's
efficient.
good.
Yeah,
That's good. That's
yeah,
good.
yeah.
And how long is it? How long have you been working with Sean now?
I've been working with Sean for probably over a year. Yeah, I think little like a year and a half about. Yeah, and now he only works with 7 and 8 figure accounts. I actually, yeah, he's working exclusively on 7 and 8 figure accounts, and yeah, he's been able to focus. So I'm really excited because for all you guys watching, he is actually working. He actually did the module with me. So I know enough about PPC, but Sean is like the master, and I wanted to make sure that the course completely like has everything that a beginner or an advanced person would need to make sure they're optimizing their PPC. So yeah, so we're doing it together. We do walkthroughs together in it, and it's just super detailed and really awesome. I mean, this is again advanced PPC strategies that most courses don't like include because I've seen my fair share of them because it's a tough topic to discuss.
No, I
You know?
totally get that. Hey guys, if you're watching, drop a comment below so we can figure out like who's on the live video and whatnot. There's some dude that with a name that I can definitely not pronounce that said hello. Is it like
I don't know how to read
Arabic
that.
or something?
Yeah.
Yeah.
Oh man.
Okay.
Okay. So what
But
else?
we did have one question. So basically, someone asked about what I think this question was about keyword research. So in general, like I guess we could just start off with like what keyword research tools do you guys use? And then I mean I can talk about the ones I use. But yeah. So in terms of he said what I think the question was what keyword tools do you guys use or what do you guys do for keyword research and then PPC optimization? Because he
Hmm.
started with his products. So in terms of like keyword research, I definitely don't think you should just use one tool at all. There's a lot of different because all the tools, I don't know, from what I found, they show like different results, right? They show different keyword volumes and different amount of just like different metrics, right? So you gotta take it with a grain of salt and then just continually optimize them. But for example, the tools that I use is like Zonwords is one of them. Viral Launch released a new keyword tool that I started using not too long ago, and it's been pretty cool. And then seller tools are like is probably like the main three in my stack that
Yeah,
are like paid for. And
for
then
sure.
I would say Google Keyword Planner has always been part of my baseline. And when using those are basically the tools I use. Do you use any other tools outside of those? Or
I'm trying to think. Yeah, I mean, we use Keyword Inspector actually. So Keyword
uh,
Inspector, I think it's good because you can actually see like where your competitors rank. Yeah, I'll take
yeah,
a sip of beer for every every time. So I gotta take a couple then. Mm.
uh, uh,
But yeah, I think Keyword Inspector is cool because you can actually plug in your competitors and then see where they're ranking for whatever key term it is. And so I think it helps you find out like what they're like all the keywords that they're ranking for at number one, and then you can scour through and find some really good keywords through that. So I mean, I found Keyword Inspector and Seller Tools to be a really potent combo. And that usually is decent enough to cover our bases. But really, I mean, keyword research is ongoing. I think if you're looking for the best keyword research tool, it's the sponsored ads search term report. You know,
true.
yeah.
Yeah,
I mean,
that's good.
yeah.
Yeah, and
You got to spend a
for
lot of
those
money.
of you who don't know what that is basically Amazon automatically gives you the data. So anytime you run an auto campaign on Amazon, right? What Amazon does is it automatically tests your listings in like different spots for different keywords, right? So say you're selling like an iPhone, right? So they'll test it for like black iPhone case, leather iPhone case, and the auto campaign will just keep testing it for different keywords. And what you're going to see from the search term report is you're going to see different impressions. And then any of those keywords that have like high click through rates, right? Those are the ones you want to add to your listing because that means
Mhm.
it's relevant towards like what the user is searching. And if you don't have those keywords within your listing, then like you won't basically show up for those keywords. And you want to add those so you can start ranking for those. And then you want to add those to your PPC campaign and whatnot.
Yeah.
Yeah, and that's the search term report that you can just pull within Amazon with it whenever you're doing like auto campaigns on Amazon.
Totally, totally. And here's another killer tip is that, a lot of times you might find an ASIN inside the search term report, right? And so a lot you can't actually bid on that in the manual campaign, but what you can do is you can actually use that. I think someone from the group actually, mentioned this, but this is a great tip, something we've been doing for a while. But you take that ASIN and then basically pull all the prime keywords from that ASIN because you've
Uh,
been converting on that listing. So that means that there's some relation between the two, and so you can find a bunch of keywords that maybe you're not targeting that they're targeting on their listing, and you can pull that over to your own. So that's a good way to kind of do some keyword research as well.
yeah, and then I really like how seller tools and like Viral Launch do it to where when you're optimizing the keywords, what it does is it tells you like these are the keywords you want to add, right? And after you type them in, it'll tell you like, hey, you have it added, so you don't accidentally repeat keywords,
Yeah,
and you actually don't miss out keywords. It's such as like a simple feature. I didn't realize like how useful it was till like I started doing
totally,
more and more listings, and I was like,
totally,
oh, I forgot to add this keyword, or I forgot to add this, or take out this keyword because it was like repeating like too many times.
totally. Yeah. Do you actually? I got a question for you. Do you use negative keywords?
Yes,
You do?
keywords. So like negative keywords. Yeah. So I use it for like the auto campaign,
Yeah,
but I
yeah,
don't
same.
use, and I also use it in broad and phrase too.
Right, right.
But I always do. So if you're using, this is another tip to like easily optimize your PPC, always use negative exact though.
Hmm.
So don't accidentally use negative phrase because you're going to knock out all of the good ones too, along with the bad ones. So always use
Totally.
negative exact. So any of your PPC keywords that are like going and they basically have just a ridiculous ACoS like all the time, or they don't have like a 0% ACoS, and it's just like spend but like zero sales all the time. You want to put those keywords as negative keywords, essentially.
Right.
Yeah.
Okay,
cool.
we got a question. All right. Quendrum Marku. Okay. Hey guys, thanks for all the help. Got a question on trying to grow your audience with chatbots. I think this one's for you, Anthony. So I'm going to read the question. For me right now, I'm trying to grow my audience and thinking of using ManyChat to capture subscribers. Have you guys done anything with chatbots for growing your audience or for launching your products? If so, how have you used them specifically?
Okay, so there's a couple ways that people are using them right now. So in my opinion, can I comment and be live? Let's see. So what I recommend is there is a company that I always follow called ZenWise Health. I just put it in the comments. But essentially, ZenWise Health, what they do is they use a lot of bots within like their sequences. So if you go to their Facebook page, right, and you like their page and you send them a message, then you're going to get into their chatbot sequence, right? So depending on what your goals are, right, it's just easier for you to start off by seeing like what other people are already doing with their chat boxes. So go ahead and like subscribe to different look up supplement companies basically on Facebook, on their Facebook pages, and then send them a message, and then you're going to get hooked onto their messenger bot sequence. So ZenWise Health is one of them. I can't really recall all the other companies right now, but if you're looking to figure out like what people are doing with chat boxes, a lot of supplement brands are starting to utilize it because it's a very competitive category, and they're trying to figure out how to get their competitive edge with chatbots, right?
Mm-hmm.
So off the bat, I know with ZenWise Health, what they're doing is they're redirecting people to basically just purchase items at a discounted price. So I know they're like running ads for like say like a 75% off coupon, right? When they're doing a launch. And then, once you click on the ad, it'll automatically send you like a message of like, hey, do you guys want to essentially receive a coupon? And then you click yes. And they're like, all right, give me 1 second to generate your coupon. I just went through this the other day because I just wanted to see what they were up to. And then it pretends like it's typing, and then it generates your coupon.
Right.
And then once your coupon is generated, they give you the super URL, right? So once you get they make you click on the super URL, and it's either like a 2-step storefront, like whatever it is, and then you just purchase the product and copy and paste the coupon code to get your discount. But essentially, that's one of the main ways that people are using it to like launch products, because before traditionally, like I think a lot of people would run ads to like landing pages, such as like ClickFunnels and whatnot. And when you run it to pages like ClickFunnels, it's harder to say you're bouncing the user between different platforms, right? You're taking them off Facebook to another page, and then they have to open up their email and then go over to Amazon. So there's more like resistance, I guess I would say, for the customer that has to deal with redeeming a coupon. So you want to make it super easy. So it's a good thing that you brought up chatbots. They're a really good way to just capture subscribers. But I will say that email, in my opinion, is still king. You own emails at the very end of the day. But with like chatbots, if you ever get banned on Facebook, then that's it. Like you lose all of that. But right now, chatbots should be used as a complementary to like email marketing within like your business. So, Quidrum, I hope that answers your question. But if that didn't answer exactly, like just let me know and we can go over it and whatnot. So yeah.
Yeah. And for those of you guys who don't know, chatbots, I mean, they're the new amazing thing. I mean, if we're just talking about open rates, an average email open rate is what, like 20 to 25%, something like that. I mean, I think that's pretty high even, right? And then
I think it's like 33.
Oh, it's 30. Okay. So let's say that's the rate, but the rate for a chatbot on Facebook is like 80. I just looked it up, 88%, which is just crazy. So
that's ridiculous.
Yeah,
that is ridiculous.
But one thing I've noticed when I've seen some of these chatbots is you can actually like get them. You can actually use the chatbot in conjunction with getting their email too, right? So you can like to ask for permission for them to like provide the email or something to that form, and then they just basically opt in, and you're able to get that information. So there's a way to kind of work around that too.
Totally makes sense. So Quim says, no, totally awesome. I've been hearing a lot how
Efficient they are compared to
efficient.
email. Yeah.
Okay.
Yeah.
Yeah.
Yeah,
Yeah.
for
I mean,
sure.
like the nice thing, the annoying thing that is about using a chat box is very personal. So you'll get questions like off the bat, like customers' question. They're like, "Oh, what is this?" Or like they'll just ask like random questions. But it does allow you to be more personal with the customer and close the sale also. So when you're using a chatbot and you're just be ready to like deal with customer service or just have someone that's ready to deal with the customer
Totally.
service. Because Facebook does give you, I don't know, like your Facebook page, it does give you like a rating of like how long it takes you to respond to customers. So the longer you take, like the lower the rating is with the customer and whatnot. So on your page.
Yeah. Yeah. By the way, Anthony, I mean, this is something that you go over in our private label MBA, right? So like, can you just give, people watching here an overview of like how you go over it?
Yeah, exactly right, Stella. But basically, what we're doing inside the course is we teach one specific method that is going to be the most useful in like of all the things you can do with your chat box, right? And it's to get reviews, right? And like, who here doesn't like reviews? Like, who here like within
I
the
like getting
if
them.
you're watching this, like, you want reviews, right? And basically, to get reviews with chatbots, that's what we focus on within the course. Sure, hey Michael, but sure you can get basically more, subscribers, and you can get them to purchase your item and use them for launches. But what I found that's the most efficient return on time and like return on your investment when running ads for the bot and all these things is just focusing on getting reviews, right? And when you focus on getting reviews with the chat box, that's the beautiful thing, and that's what we go over within the private label course, right? The MBA course. We just focus it on that because that's the easiest way to use Chatbox, right? But it does require configuring a lot of tools different together, right? So like you have to use ManyChat or use Chatfuel. You have to decide on which one you want. And we just tell you like the pros and cons of each within the course, right? And then you also have to combine it with some other tools such as like Zonpages or Managed by Stats, just depending on what tool like you currently use and what's in your toolkit, right? So there are a little bit of extra costs, but at the end of the day, I am willing to, pay money and build these systems to get more reviews, and I'll really outdo my competitors, right? And that's my competitive edge, I believe, in like all of this. Because like as you guys know, like there's been like a review crackdown that's been happening like in the last week. I don't know, like any of you guys watching, have you guys been affected by like the review ban? Like have you guys gone away from real estate? Has that happened to you, Nick, by any chance? You
No,
guys on any
I
real
haven't
estate?
noticed that yet personally. I mean, but I mean, we have so many SKUs, so it's hard to tell sometimes, right? But I did talk
Yeah,
to one of my friends who, like, I mean, he does a crazy amount of revenue every month, and
yeah,
he said that he lost like 250 reviews across like 15 SKUs, which is pretty sizable.
big
So
chunk.
yeah, it's a pretty big chunk. But honestly, I haven't really noticed that on my SKUs. Maybe I'm not paying close enough attention. But I mean, I think you make a good point, which is that, yeah, there's all these things that are coming out with Amazon, right? Amazon cracking down and also giveaways being a lot less effective, that a lot of the fundamentals and building that edge are going to be a lot more important. So we talk about product selection, and that's like so important because if you choose the right
Uh-huh.
product, then marketing is easy, right? You might not even have to market
Sure,
as much.
sure.
But I think, and if you're able to do that in conjunction with, doing a Facebook bot, I mean, you're building like a massive, massive competitive edge. And I just want to say, I personally have seen Anthony's chatbots, and I think he's underselling himself. It's pretty impressive what it's built together.
Yeah,
We're still trying to replicate that on our own business. So,
yeah. I mean, just to let you guys know that how like I don't know. I think it's pretty normal practice. Like as soon as like I discover like chatbox and then combine with Amazon reviews. So we were at just last week we were in Cancun for the MDS conference, which is the $1 million seller conference. And there's over 75 of us that all had $1 million businesses on Amazon, right? And while I was at the very low end of the totem pole, and I got in just because I got past the $1 million mark, there's plenty of sellers that are past like the 8-figure mark. I don't think anyone's at the 9-figure mark, but there's plenty of people that are like, doing 8 figures. And there was one part where I kind of talked about Hey Nick, could you put a link for the course? Someone's asking
Yeah,
me
yeah,
for it in the
yeah,
chat.
for sure.
But basically, I was talking about the Facebook bots, right? And I was just running through my strategy, and I was like, la la, here's my slide deck on it. And then I asked, like, oh, okay, who else is doing this, like, in the room to get reviews, right? And literally, I think maybe 2 people out of 75 people rose their hand, and that in itself, like, surprised me. I was just like, holy crap! I was like, I didn't realize that like some of the things that we learn, right? Only we know, right? And it's not until you start sharing it with like other people in the space and you start comparing like what's working in your business and what's working in your business or my business, then you realize like, oh, like this works and that works. And that's one of my favorite things that I got out of when I went to California to like go live and work with you guys, you know? And we just
Yeah,
like learn different tips and tricks about, you know, just hiring, team building, just like chatbots, you know, just reviews and just product selection, right? Like I learned a lot from that, from just you guys. Just like the fact that, you know, like you guys choose like the way you guys choose products is way different from the way I choose products. And I
yeah,
think the way you guys choose products makes it so much easier to for the rest of the dominoes to fall down. So
yeah,
what I mean by that is like if you choose the right, like you were saying, Nick, if you choose the right product, it makes it so much easier for PPC optimization, doing your keyword research, just doing all of those things, right? And then like
totally.
just competition is just way less in like the areas like you guys focus on going into. But I think Stella, you said you're using chatbots. I'm curious, like what are you using them for? And then Quidrum, yeah, use them for reviews. Most people are not using them for reviews. It's a
Mhm.
super super effective method right now. I don't know how long it's gonna last, but if you're gonna do it now, and you use it like while you still can, basically.
Totally,
Uh,
totally. Yeah. So yeah, I mean, going on your product selection piece, I mean, I totally agree. Like, I think a lot of people overemphasize the marketing piece, right? I mean, you could have your optimization on point, you could have your Facebook bot on point, all these things on point. But if your product sucks, I mean, it's just not going to be there for the long term. And Amazon is always trying to incentivize just good products staying at the top and unique products. So, I mean, I think that's why it's more and more important to really have that skill set of being able to select a product and also being able to combine that with just being a damn good marketer. So, yeah, yeah, that's cool.
Yeah, no, I totally agree with that. David says, I haven't been affected, but many people in my seller groups have been wiped clean. Yeah, so I know there's just like some review thing that they've been going over. I don't know if there was a comment I saw the other day in one of the groups. I don't know if it was real or not, but someone said that they got in trouble for like reviews, and then Amazon asked them like, please send us a link to any Facebook group you have used for reviews. So I don't know if that's real or not, but if you guys have used Facebook group for reviews, that's like basically my very, 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 very last source method for even trying to get reviews. It's just like
Yeah.
it's kind of sketchy. Like all the Chinese people are doing it. Every other seller's doing it. It's just like the lowest hanging fruit. And if Amazon's going to go after anyone, it's like those people. And like, I guess they're just the easiest to target, right?
Yeah. I mean, I've
So,
actually heard that Amazon is literally like when they find like a group leader, right?
say it again.
Say like they will literally hit them with a lawsuit and then they'll say, hey, give me a list of all the people that you've actually like given reviews for or you've helped process reviews for. And then they're like forced
Oh,
because of that situation to legally like give it over. Otherwise they're going to go into suit so that's what I've
yeah.
I've heard from other people. And I mean, dude, that's really scary. So you just don't want your name associated with
Yeah.
that kind of stuff, especially if Amazon's
Yeah,
really going
last
for
thing
it.
you want,
Be
yeah,
careful.
last thing you want is like basically $1 trillion company trying to sue you because you're not going to be able to pay off that lawsuit. I promise. Yeah, but yeah,
um,
hey Brandon, I hope you're doing good. But yeah, I haven't seen you since the cruise, the Rockstars cruise. So hope to see you on the next one. Uh, Adonis asks, where can you find a course? So Nick already posted the link to the course in the comments below. But other than that, we're having a webinar this Tuesday,
yeah,
just really diving into the 3 things that, like, really, I don't know, like the 3 things that have really been a game changer in our business, right? And in our private label journey. And it's the 3 things basically what has led us to this point. Me, Nick, and Fernando bringing us here, and like it's what our success like really comes from. And we're gonna really dive down into that on a webinar. So if you guys are watching right now, please go register for the webinar that's gonna happen this Tuesday, and it's gonna be really good stuff. You guys are gonna love it. The content's gonna be awesome.
Yeah, it's gonna be awesome. Yeah, we spent a lot of time really preparing for it, so it's gonna be exciting. And I mean, just so you guys have an understanding, I mean, we've launched like 250 products in total. You know what I mean? I mean, a lot of people have not launched that many products. We just came from like $1 million seller group, and like there are people who only have like 30 to 50 SKUs. So in that time, we've launched so many private label products that I feel like we've really found like a repeatable method that's really effective, and one that, you know, isn't going to just, you know, be irrelevant once Amazon puts out different terms of services, because it's not built on just giveaways. You know, it's built off of the existing existing tools that Amazon has. You know, we really wanted to build something that was like sustainable, something where you could run away with it and you could build a sustainable long-term business from it. It's not built off of just like, you know, oh, we're just going to Zon jump like this many units, you know, because that's just not enough nowadays. So it really works on the fundamentals and really dives deep into those things. So yeah, I mean, I'm excited for that webinar. I think it'll be really good.
Totally agree. And I don't know, like I feel like in a way Nick is downselling himself too. But like Nick and Fernando, like guys, if you guys are watching this and you guys don't know this, I literally got a call from Nick and Fernando in like December, and then 2 weeks later I drove my ass to California just to go. And then next thing you know, I ended up staying for 4 months.
Yeah, on Fernando's couch.
Yeah, it was a great 4 months, and I've learned a ton. All right, but you know, when you get a chance like that to just learn from 8-figure sellers and just really like compare businesses and like of what you're doing, like it's a lot of fun to be able to just have that type of intimate interaction. And that's what we're kind of doing. We're like doing within a course. We're creating like a really tight knit community. I know like some of the other courses like out there, from what I understand, like, you know, you buy the course, you get dumped into a group, and there's just like this Filipino VA that just answers your question, and like the course instructors like aren't even there. But like that's totally like the opposite of like what we're trying to do. Like sure, like we're charging a little bit more than other people, but because of that, we're able to provide a level of service that we would like if we were a student. So that's what like we're trying to do within our course. But yeah, that launches on Tuesday. The pre-sale is happening right now. But yeah, hop on the webinar on Tuesday, and you guys will understand like what we're talking about when it comes to like the fundamentals of what has been a huge game changer in our business.
Totally.
Yeah.
Okay, so we got a couple questions.
Yeah.
So I think Quindram asked, will we review his first product? Sure, man. I'll review it. Why not?
Yeah. Send it over. We'll buy it. Send us the PayPal. Refund it. We'll do it. Michael D asked, "Hey Anthony / Fernando." That's actually Nick. I'm Anthony. That's Nick. You know, there's 3 Asians, so I understand. Michael, you might get confused. Yeah, 2.5. Fernando is half Asian, but Michael, is using Facebook's 2 Zonpages still effective in collecting emails? The way you're wording that question, it depends, right? So if you're using Zonpages to do email appends, yeah, you're gonna get emails, right? If you're using, let's see, like Zonpages to connect to Facebook and run a Facebook ad to where like a user has to click on it and then submit their email to get a coupon or something, then yes, it is effective in collecting emails. But overall, yes, using Zonpages is a central part of like my strategy that most sellers do not even know how to do, or most sellers don't even know what to do with, right? And that's what we cover within our course. But, you know, I use Zonpages to, you know, connect to the Facebook bots, to do the email review sequences, right? To do email appends, to do phone appends. And with that data, you can use it for Facebook and do so much more with Facebook ads that it's like targeted, and like the ads are a lot stronger, right?
Yeah.
You can target the exact people who bought your product, and then
lookalike.
You build a lookalike. Exactly. You build a lookalike. So a lookalike audience, for those of you guys who don't know what that is basically, if you guys know what a lookalike audience, like, just let me know in the comments below. I'm just curious. Sometimes people don't, and sometimes people don't. But lookalike audiences are super powerful. What it does is Facebook. Okay, so Facebook knows like all these people purchase your product, right? All these 100 people purchase your product. So you tell Facebook, build me a lookalike audience. So Facebook will find what is in common with all 100 of these people who purchase your product, and then find something that's 1% different than all those people. And usually that's usually about 3 million other people, so that you can advertise to. So that 100, as the more and more people that buy your product, the more data you get Facebook. And then the stronger and stronger that lookalike audience gets. And then you can just run more ads and get more customers, get more reviews, collect more emails. But yeah, Michael, I hope that answers your question. Yeah.
Yeah. Awesome. Let's see. Besides bots, what else do you do for reviews? We mentioned this before. I think Rebate Key. I mean, it's not meant to be a review platform, but I
Yeah.
think it's actually a good system for getting reviewers. And so, I mean, some people have said that some of the reviews have been deleted, but either way, I mean, you could drive sales volume and also drive initial reviews from Rebate Key. I've gotten some reviews on Rebate Key, and it's been pretty effective for me.
Yeah. Yeah. Rebate Key is definitely a essential part of my launch plan. And sometimes, like there's a nice thing about a Rebate Key too is, so of course you can set up like super URLs in it, so you can start ranking for whatever keywords you want. But they make it so easy to where you can have an ongoing rebate. So what that means is like every day, say I want to boost like the keyword black cell phone cases, and I know I need to give out maybe like 10 a day. I can give out 10 a day on Rebate Key. I know automatically just turn on and off and just give 10 a day until I choose. It just makes it super, super easy. But disclaimer, I am an investor in Rebate Key only because like it's something I wanted and I wanted to create to use for myself. So I'm super happy. It was crowdfunding. That's crowdfunded. Yeah. So I wasn't a sole investor, but I'm super happy that it does work right now. And dude, I think most recently on our last call, there's been over $1 million that's been gone through in rebates on Rebate Key. And I think that we only been open for a couple months now. So it's cool to see people really take advantage of the platform, and cool to see all these new brands slowly making their way there. So right now I think it's like a small like secret not everyone knows about. So we'll probably just keep it that way. It is a review platform. It is a rebate platform, not a review platform. So just keep that in mind.
Yeah, but I mean, disclaimer said, you can actually message everyone who's bought it and redeem the coupon through the Rebate Key platform. I mean, you can say, hey, what's up? Like, I appreciate your feedback or whatever. And it's not going to be on Amazon's system. That's just something to keep in mind. It's not meant to be a review platform, but I think it definitely could be like a good one.
Yeah. So similar to the email follow-up sequences, my little sister's knocking on my door. Similar to their email follow-up sequences, the way it works is basically you can message people in a Rebate Key, right? It's not going to be automated. It's going to be manual, but it is an effective means of interacting with users and whatnot.
Totally. So, yeah. Awesome. Okay, cool. So we got a question is, how many SKUs do you have? So we have over 200 private label SKUs, all private label.
There you go.
Yeah. And then Anthony, you have quite a few too, right?
So I have a mix of private label and wholesale. So I've lost count now, but in terms of private label, I have like 54, including like variations and whatnot. So
yeah. So someone asked, Othonis, is everything you teach in the course applicable to Amazon's European marketplaces? I would say, yeah, absolutely. I mean, obviously there's some tools that would be different, right? So we talk about Zonjump a little bit. I don't know if Zonjump supports Europe right now, but yeah, I mean, but again, it's all based off of like fundamentals, right? It's about product selection. We really emphasize that. And then we really emphasize like PPC and other like methodologies that are very core to just how Amazon is structured. So it's not going to be contingent on just one marketplace or another. Besides like, let's say, a specific tool. Like, is Zonjump in Europe? Do you know, Anthony?
I actually don't know. I know like in Europe right now. So like if you're in Europe, if you're launching in any of the smaller countries like France, Italy, or whatever, viral launch is free right now, I think, from what I understand. It's like just like their promotional thing. So how you take advantage of that for those little countries, and it's easier to launch in those small countries because you just don't need a lot of traffic, So
yeah, that's a great point. Yeah, so I mean, if you take advantage of like the PPC strategy, which we've coined the PPC Blitz, we actually made that. Like that's something that we've worked on and that we've used, and we talk about in the course. I think you could easily use that strategy to just basically launch your product effectively.
Yeah, the PPC Blitz is just a crazy strategy because I'll tell you what, my whole day has always been doing giveaways. Like Nick and Fernando, because like products, they don't do giveaways for all their products, right? Maybe they do it a little bit, but they don't have to do giveaways. And like that goes against like everything else that any other person is like teaching or talking about in the Amazon game right now. And it's just like really cool to see like their strategy like implemented within my business and like see it actually work, you know? So it's cool. Like, and I really hope like other people get the hang of it too and like really understand like why it works.
Totally.
It's cool.
Totally.
Yeah.
Awesome.
Michael says sorry. He says sorry, I'm Asian too. No worries, Michael.
That's cool, man. It's cool. Okay, cool. I guess anyone have any other questions that we can answer for them? We got maybe a couple more minutes. If you do, just post them in the comments below, and then yeah, hopefully we can answer them. But yeah, I mean, I guess why don't we talk a little bit more about like the course itself, just to give them a sense of like what comes with the course. I think that'll be important to cover. So it sounds like a couple of people have questions about it. So you'll notice we're doing these like daily webinars, right? And so this is something that obviously like we don't do all the time. We're doing it as a special promotion for the launch. We really wanted to show you guys like what kind of value, we're offering from the get-go. And kind of give you a preview of the content that we're going to be covering. But more importantly, yeah, the course, and yeah, Quindram asked, so what the course is going to come with, it's going to come with bi-monthly live coaching. So it's going to be Facebook Lives like this with specific like questions that we'll be answering. We'll be spending time answering these questions. And if you buy early, you're going to get like a one-on-one coaching session with one of us, depending on like where you're stuck in the process. So that comes with the coaching, or sorry, the course purchase, at least for the first initial weeks until like our calendar gets booked up. But yeah, it comes with that. So you'll also get access to a private label like Facebook group, which is purely for students who are really looking to get in the game and start headstrong. And then, am I missing anything, Anthony, besides that?
I mean, besides like being, I think the most important thing that people don't realize is like when you're in like a smaller intimate group around people who are like focusing on like the same vision and the same goals as you, then it makes it a lot easier to like feel like, okay, like you want to work towards it every day. So I know a lot of people in their journey just kind of like feel alone, and it's just kind of, like in these big Facebook groups, you kind of get echoed out, right? You ask a question, maybe these random strangers answer your questions, but like these random strangers are they providing you the best answer possible? Like that's the thing, and that's the thing about learning things about like Amazon. There's a lot of people out there giving good advice. There's also a lot of people out there just giving like whatever advice they just heard from someone else, right? So it's hard to tell like who knows what they're doing, and I think just being inside an intimate group of people who like are doing the same thing, are experienced, and like can like provide advice based on actual experience is pretty key, and that's what is inside the course. And in my opinion, that's what's going to be the most valuable thing. So once you're in there, it's a lifetime and whatnot. So yeah,
totally. I think that's like an awesome point, because we're part of the $1 Million Seller group, right? And I feel like when we joined the $1 Million Seller group, I think the threshold's way lower when we first joined. But like everyone in there was like so committed compared to just like the general groups, where there's some people who like are in it, some people who aren't in it, they're just thinking about it. But everyone who was like in the $1 Million Seller group, like they are like focused on doing it, and they have legit questions, they have legit answers. Everyone there like knows what they're talking about. I think in broader groups, it's harder to find. It's hard to be motivated when you're not around that, or sorry, when you are around that versus like a bunch of people who are really focused on it. So yeah, I think that's a really great point.
Yeah, and I can totally attest to that, because I know when I joined the $1 Million group, before it was a $1 Million group, it was the 5K a month group. And then it became the 10K a month group, right? And then next thing you know, it became the 50K a month group, right? And like you saw a level of progression between certain people, right? And then next thing you know, it became a 100K a month group, right? And then they realized that if you're doing 100K a month, that's $1 million a year. $1 million sounds a lot cooler than a 100K club. So that's when the $1 Million Seller group was formed and everything. So if you're doing $1 million or over and you're watching this right now, I highly recommend you check out the MDS group.
For sure.
It's a good group of collective people. And like I said, we all just went to Mexico last week, hung out, 75 plus of us. And it was just a great time, just networking with other sellers at our level and higher. But yeah.
Yeah. I mean, ultimately, like, I think you want to find your tribe. right? So find that tribe, find the tribe that works for you, find people that motivate you. And maybe it's joining this course, or it could be whatever it is, as long as you're getting motivated and surrounding yourself with people, who are just doing that thing.
Yeah, exactly. Totally agree. Yo, Amir asks, would you say email marketing is the best way you earn reviews, or it varies on products like Chatbox, got more reviews on this product, and giveaways from Zonjump, earn more reviews this time? So basically, the most traditional way of getting reviews most of the time for me, I would say the most, I don't know, like I would say you want to stick with anything that is easy to do and return it on time is like easy. So having your email sequence, right? Set it up once and forget it. Definitely do that, right? Can't hurt, will only help. Having insert cards in your product, adding those and having it like with a really tailored message that really is like inviting to a user or like provide support is going to really help. And then like doing the chat box and then any of the other tricks is like just icing on top. But I have seen a very, very, very good rate of getting reviews chat bots. So that's why I like really like using those. The thing you want to know is like when you do giveaways, such with like Zonjump or Viral Launch, right? The downside to these is if you do a giveaway, I think what is it like 75% now off,
Yeah.
then that person can't leave a review, right? Amazon has banned customers that receive a high coupon rate from leaving a review, right? So those people will only help juice your product to the top, but they're not going to be able to leave a review. So it kind of hurts, right? So that's why there's tools like Rebate Key where you can get a full price sell, right? And you're also able to get a review. That way you get hit with the double whammy and you get the best of both worlds, basically.
Yeah. Yeah. For sure.
Yeah. Yeah. And then luck, sorry the course didn't come out sooner. We were working on it for literally like the last 6 months. Like there's so much content that like we kept like wanting to add and add. And within like our beta tester groups and like our friends and like the people who went through the course initially, right? They gave us more feedback and we wanted it to be perfect by the time like everyone else came in and the general public came in. So yeah, sorry it didn't come out sooner. I know there's a lot of other, options out there for people, but we wanted to be the best and we wanted to make it like how we would have wanted, of course, for us when we started. Because I never took a course when I started, but like if I had all this information starting out right now, I would have progressed so much faster. Like I wouldn't have made so many dumb mistakes and whatnot. So
yeah, I feel like now, like compared to when we first started, the barrier to entry to starting an Amazon business is definitely higher.
Yeah, it's true.
So to add to what you talked about for the reviews, Amazon has actually limited people to just getting 5 to 7 reviews a day. Like there's like a cap now. So like if you get more than 5 to 7 like verified reviews on your listing, Amazon will actually block your listing temporarily. And you got to work around that. So now like there's just you have to really understand each methodology and understand your limitations and understand what you can get. But yeah, okay, cool. So someone asked about, will you give out examples of email follow-up messages and insert cards we use inside the course? Yeah, definitely. So that's something I actually work on. So I include like an exact email template that you can use. I definitely encourage you to obviously modify it to like your brand, and also the insert cards as well that we recommend that you use and that you can use as a template for your designer. And then someone also asked about the PPC Blitz. I want to make sure I don't miss that. So PPC Blitz is a strategy that both Sean and I, he's our PPC consultant, one of my buddies. He's also in the private Facebook group, by the way. So he'll be there as a resource to answer any questions about PPC, which is like incredible. And so
this guy manages like $70,000 worth of spend every single month for just you guys.
Yeah.
And a whole bunch of other, not a whole bunch of other sellers.
I mean, he manages like $1 million.
That's a lot.
Yeah, per month.
Yeah, that's a lot.
Yeah, it's crazy. So
that's people's like entire salaries.
Yeah. So we came up with a strategy specific around like launching products. And then this isn't a strategy that we just made up for the course. It's a strategy that we use for our own products. And so we've used this, and then we wanted to find a way to distill that into something that was like easily digestible into the course. And that's what we call the PPC Blitz strategy. So it's a version of what we use in our own business to basically launch a product effectively, provided that, you've chosen the right product, you followed all of our steps. Sometimes, most of the time, at least for us, you don't even need to do a giveaway. But if you want to do like a double whammy, you could do like a giveaway and the PPC Blitz, and also like, all the other strategies that we include. And then that will really just boost your listings to the top. Okay, cool. Hopefully that answered your question. When you bundle a product, do you try to get different manufacturers to cooperate and package at one location, or send it home to bundle it yourself? Anthony, you want to go?
Yeah, so I don't ever send. Okay, I personally don't like ever seeing my products, right?
Yeah.
Because honestly, like we live. Okay, so the reason we do Amazon FBA is because we want to outsource fulfillment to Amazon, right? And it's the reason like why you're looking at selling on Amazon versus probably selling on eBay. Because with eBay, you're probably shipping $100 to each customer. With Amazon, you can ship it to Amazon and they'll handle it. So in terms of bundling things, Luke, what I do is I essentially send it all to one warehouse in China and they bundle it there, right? Or you can bundle it at the manufacturers, just depending on how it is, what your relationship is with the manufacturer, then just bundle it there. If not, there's plenty of fulfillment centers in China that will help you bundle your stuff, but just get it bundled in Asia. Don't get it bundled in the US. Labor costs are higher and fees are going to be a lot higher, basically. Was that the question? Or did I cover all the spots?
Yeah, I think so. I think so. Yeah, I mean, just to add to that, I mean,
Okay.
you can avoid just having to bundle it yourself, or even just like look at the quality of the product by having an inspector. So we talk about that at length. We'll connect you with like inspection companies that we use. But yeah, I mean, getting an inspection done at your manufacturing facility allows you to save on shipping costs so that you don't have to ship it to your place and then double ship twice over.
And then Quindrum asks us, Quindrum, is that how you say it? I don't know if I'm saying it right,
Yeah.
Quindrum. But basically, he asks us, how long have we been selling on Amazon? For me, I guess it's what, 3.5 years? And then same thing with you, right?
Yeah, same thing. It's 3.5
Yeah,
years.
so Quindrum, this is like a crazy fact, but we started at the same time, right? I got to $1 million in sales, and Nick and Fernando got to $10 million in sales in the same amount of time, right? And like I freaking am. I'm jealous, but like I'm happy for you and Fernando. But like it comes and says like if you surround yourself with the right people, you'll move a lot faster, right? And, like if you have mentors, you have guys like on your team, right, ready to like execute and give you advice, and you like people you can rely on and be like, hey, like should I purchase this product or not? Should I is this listing optimized? What do you think of the photos and whatnot? Like if you have people ask about that, then you can progress a lot faster than I did, right? Like for me, I was just going through it all by myself. I never took a course. I just, I was too cheap to buy a course, to be honest. Like I was like, I don't know. I'm just one of those people that I'm like really picky about like what I spend money on. But if I could do it all over again, I realized, and at first I didn't realize Amazon was the opportunity. That's what it was too that prevented me from buying a course. But if I knew what I knew now, I would have bought the course way earlier. I would have invested way more money way earlier, and I would have probably had a bigger business than Nick and Fernando. Probably, but I don't know. I don't know, but we'll see. We'll see.
Yeah, I mean, what's funny is something we don't talk about often is that, Fernando and I, when we first started, we knew that we knew nothing about Amazon. So we actually hired a consultant early on. And so we found someone, he was like posting on this Reddit FBA forum. And yeah, we found like he's posting all this cold content. I was like, yo, teach me. Da, 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 da. And we ended up paying him. And it was like the best thing ever because it saved us like 4 months of having to like learn things. So yeah, I mean, I think that's where the value comes in, investing in your education. It's just, you cut the time so quickly and you know what to do, what not to do. I mean, I felt like for us, it was like so valuable because I mean, yeah, we learned so much in such a short amount of time. We only like did it for like 4 months, but totally worth it.
Yeah, and then Quindra, like, it's funny that you said you want to quit your job and then hit a million. Like, I'm telling you, like, we're going over exactly why you don't have to quit your job on a webinar on Tuesday, right? It's pretty funny that you brought that up, but that's like, I balance both like work and like having a full time job along with selling on Amazon until like I really wanted to like figure out why I wanted to sell on Amazon and wasn't sure if it was like a true 100% thing that I was fully committed to and whatnot.
Okay,
Yeah.
cool. So we got one more question. Athonis, he's asking, sorry if this sounds weird, but why even bother creating and selling a course and not spend your time working on your businesses? It's a good question. Yeah. So look, my response to Athonis is that I am working on my business. 100%. And I'm always looking for more opportunity to help other people. I think Amazon has given us so much opportunity, and Anthony's built such an incredible platform. We've gone to so many different meetups, and what we've realized is that we built something that's so unique in terms of like our perspective on Amazon. And so, yeah, I mean, I think in terms of that, like our business is still growing, and we're not stopping anything to focus on the course, which is probably why it's taken us so long. But yeah, I mean, I think that's kind of been part of the experience for me.
Yeah, Adonis, I don't know if I said that right. But basically, like, my reason is that it's the same reason I started sharing my journey on Amazon, right? Because I was lonely as an entrepreneur, like, when I started my business. So I started sharing my journey, I started documenting. And then I found it like-minded people, right? So I realized that if I could surround myself with more entrepreneurs who are like myself and who want to progress on Amazon, eventually some of these people are going to become smarter than me. Eventually some of these people are going to go out to other aspects of their life, right? And basically find success in maybe like a different business model, such as real estate, or I don't know, like chatbox, or just like food or restaurants or something, right? But they'll remember the moment where like I provided value to them, and maybe down the line we can connect somewhere else, right? And that's one of my big things about like just me building my personal brand, building a solar Tradecraft community, and then just really trying to provide like excellent value to anyone who comes into the course. Because I realize that the more I give now, right, the more that I can possibly get back in the future. And, like I'm helping people while doing this process. And yes, of course, I'm working on my business too right now. And I really am working on like outsourcing a lot of things within my business so I can build multiple streams of income, right? And I think that's one of the main things of like why I'm doing this, right? So I have a couple of diversified streams of income, and now I have more free time, right? So it makes sense for me personally. I don't want to sit there and like just like work on my Amazon business, 5 hours a week, 20 hours a week or whatever, right? And then fill the rest up with, just hanging out with my friends all the time. I really just enjoy working on businesses and,
Totally.
connecting with other people who want to build businesses. So me, it's just one of, I don't know, maybe it's a little selfish, but I want other people in my group to be successful, right? Because that is going to lead to like some cool stuff. And I could be like,
I think,
hey,
yeah, I
like,
mean,
I hope that happens. Yeah.
yeah, one of the coolest things for me is that I get to work with Anthony, and I think that's like I don't know if I would have done this if we hadn't done this together. And so yeah, it's been an awesome. You talk about diversified revenue streams. I mean, it's totally just like a different way to kind of have a business, and it's really really fun to do.
Yeah. Yeah. Michael D asks, Daniel asks, what's the best course for chatbots? It really depends. I mean, we'll have stuff within our course for the chatbots, and the way we use it. I don't really know exactly what the best one is out there as of right now. And then Michael D asks, are there any meetups in the LA area? I know from time to time, whenever I come visit, we throw a pop-up event everywhere I go, usually. Nick and Fernando in LA.
Yeah.
I don't know if there's any like regular like meetups that occur. Oh, there is. So my buddy John from Zonguru, he hosts a thing called Solar Insights every month, and he has different guest speakers come out. He had Matt Loberson, one of my good homies that lives out in like the Orange County area, came out to it. My friend Raj of Coffee Press spoke at it. But yeah, Solar Insights, he hosts it at like a WeWork out in like Hollywood, I believe. So Michael, yeah, definitely check that out. If you can't find a link for it, just comment it below and I'll tag you in it for the meetup and whatnot. But yeah, it's a good meetup to meet other like-minded sellers. Say what's up to my friend John when they're out there. But yeah, and then Luke, yeah, dude, I definitely have seen your face pop up a couple times throughout the year. But yeah, since December 2016, yeah, you've been following me for a while. That's actually before I even quit my job, So you know my story, you know what I've been through, and it's it's been really rewarding just like sharing my story and putting it out there because I just meet so many people because of that. And if you guys, I haven't really announced this yet, but I'm going next month on an all expense paid trip to Italy to just speak about Amazon because I started talking about my Amazon journey. That's super cool. I get to stay in a castle. Like, I've never been to Europe. I've never stayed in a castle. Like, I'm super excited for that. Yeah. All right. Quindrome says, you guys are a kick-ass group. Definitely the best Amazon group. I appreciate that, bro. Much love
Thank
to
you,
you, too.
Quinn.
Okay.
All right. Brandon asks, I'm knee deep in a variation listing with colors and size. Any good tips? Getting sales with lessons learned about inventory and keyword ranking with 20 variations. That's tough, man. Okay, so here's a strategy. I've talked to a couple people about this, especially if it's like variations, maybe like it's a piece of clothing. So there's a ton of different variations and sizes. But
Yeah.
one thing you can do is you can basically get more keywords by having your children ASIN spread out in terms of keywords. So, like, let's just imagine that because they're all shared under the same under the same parent
Right.
ASIN, you can basically take, like, instead of only indexing for 250 characters for the backend search terms and your copy, you can change the copy in all your listings, but they're all shared under the same parent. So it's almost like one giant product that has a ton of different keywords. So there's an idea on, how you can try to optimize, because you can basically spread all those keywords across one umbrella parent listing. Another thought that you can do is that you can make one of your listings your hero listing, where you price it like the lowest, and that's the most popular one, and that ranks. But that drives all the traffic to your parent listing, and the rest of your listings are the ones that get like the added like purchases, and that's where you make your margin. So I've seen both strategies. I've seen them both work. You can even implement both at the same time. But those are definitely strategies that a lot of people do who have a ton of variations.
All right, cool. I think that wraps up the Q&A Friday sesh for this weekend.
Cool.
I know a lot of you guys want to go out and just enjoy your Fridays, but thank you for spending some time with us. Hope
Yeah,
you
thank you
guys,
guys.
got some of your answers, your questions answered. If you guys enjoyed it, please let us know. Leave a comment, drop us some likes, give us some hearts. That way we know, we're doing what, like you guys are getting value out of this, and we keep doing it, right? It encourages us to keep doing it. But other than that, just so you know, on Tuesday we're having the webinar about just basically like 3 things that like really change and like that really change our Amazon business and what we do a lot differently than other people. So make sure you guys register for that webinar. Other than that, up into Tuesday of that point, right, we're having the pre-sale for the course. So anyone who registers up into that point is going to get pre-sale access and get a couple bonuses on the page. But other than that, Nick, did I miss anything?
Nah, you got it all, man. Yeah, I mean, hope you guys enjoyed the content today. Again, be excited for next week. We have a ton of awesome content coming down the line. We're going to talk with Sean about PPC, so get some questions geared up. We're talking about product launches and our methodologies. And then, yeah, I'm really excited for the webinar on Tuesday. So I would love to see you guys there. The link is in the post. So please join us.
All right, cool. See you guys. Have a good
Okay.
weekend.
Take it easy, guys. Bye-bye.